My name's Dan Lawrence. I'm a human performance coach with over 20 years experience working with some of the best athletes on the planet, including NFL Super Bowl winners, undisputed boxing champions, and numerous Premier League footballers, as well as working with global CEOs. In today's video, I'm going to discuss how small daily actions can quite literally change your life within 12 months. Your life tomorrow is being shaped by the small decisions you're making today. Let's take a look at what most people do. They chase those quick wins. They want that instant gratification. They're not willing to withstand the test of time before they get the result that they're looking for. They rely on motivation and they overcomplicate success. This is a key component that I see, as well as starting aggressively. January, new year, new me, I'm ready to make the change. Unfortunately for that individual, in Q4 of the previous year, they haven't done a lot because they're waiting for January to flip the switch. Though I can champion the intention, absolutely. If anyone wanted to make a change and live a higher performance life, I'm all for. But the execution is suboptimal. They'll start way too aggressively, going from level 0 to level 5 right away. And ultimately, they burn out quickly. This is the tortoise and the hare analogy in action. They are really quick with their initial burst, but then they fall off. Then they might go again for a bit, but then they fall off. And then they go back to their normative way of doing things before they had the intention of making a change. Now let's look at what elite performers do. This is from the 20 years experience that I have working with the best athletes on the planet and global CEOs of 7, 8, 9, and even 10-figure companies. They focus on consistency, consistent daily actions. They stack small win after small win. They haven't got to go from here to here to see the change. They know that with one small win, there's another, and they get closer to the longer term goal. They trust the process. They're very self-aware that it's not a linear path. If it was, they would have done it many years ago. There's going to be multiple humps in the road. I see this with my athletes. Sometimes we lose a fight, but it's only a real loss if you don't take any lessons from it. So when you hit that hump in the road, we go through a 3-pronged process. Reflect, review, and plan on how we can get better as a team to keep the show on the road and keep moving towards our goal. So that is the hump. Whatever the hump looks like for you, it's going to happen at some point. But for me, the champions and winners are the individuals who navigate over the hump and keep moving forwards. They repeat the fundamentals. Now, this is a key part. I had a chat with a client about this yesterday. Someone who's earlier on in his journey, a high-level CEO, but he'll admit, he's quite heavy at the moment, and we're trying to now make a huge shift around identity and really build an environment that enables us to get to the next level. He said, okay, well, what should I be doing in this next phase? We are continuing to do what we did in the previous phase with a couple of minor tweaks. We're not overcomplicating things here. The guy's actually lost 8 pounds in the last 14 days on the program, which is incredible. So why do we need to change anything in this moment? We're not looking for something slick, sexy, and new. We are repeating the fundamentals on a day-to-day basis to get closer to the longer-term goal, because that will really compound over a period of time. So which one are you? Are you the hare or are you the tortoise? Are you willing to withstand the test of time, stay in it for the long haul to get life-changing results? So now let's take that a step further. Let's have a look at the key traits of the individual who burns out quickly. They start aggressively, but then they fall off track. This may reflect as an extreme diet. Again, they go from 0 to hero way too quickly. They try and change absolutely everything in their diet, but it's not sustainable over a period of time. Their motivation, they see this huge spike. Again, let's reference January. The environment in January is good because lots of people are championing a change, whereas the environment in December is there's a massive drinking culture. Everyone's going out and socializing after a hard year because that's what we're led to believe. But January is slightly different. So in January, they might get this huge spike in motivation. But unfortunately, because they've been way too aggressive early on, their body starts aching, they start getting tired, they start getting fatigued, or maybe they're getting a bit of a soft tissue issue around the shoulder because they didn't manage their training loads accordingly. Well, that motivation that was super high in Jan starts dropping come Feb and March, and then they fall off track. And they're carrying out unsustainable routines, again, going from 0 to hero way too quickly. We cannot go from 0 training sessions in Q4 of the previous year to January. We're now going to be doing 5 to 6 sessions a week. Again, intention was pure, but execution was far from optimal. Maybe starting with 3 basic total body sessions can get you going for the first 30 days. You feel good, you're seeing change, you're building consistency. Okay, maybe I'm going to increase frequency by one more session to 4 sessions for the next 30 days. And again, reflect, review, and plan and see how you feel and keep pushing. They have this all or nothing mentality. Again, they just want to go too hard, way too quickly. It's not about just chipping away. It's about trying to take a big axe to the rock and seeing a huge change. That's not the way we get results. So now in comparison, what do the elite performers do? The elite performers focus on one better decision each day. Just one, not 10, but just one, because it's not overwhelming. They focus on one extra standard. Okay, now I know I need to improve my standards. What is that one thing I'm going to do today to get me closer to the goal? They may also have one difficult conversation. Now, this is a key part. Throughout a journey of growth, you are going to have difficult conversation with those around you. If the people around you are chopping you down, tall poppy syndrome, crabs in a bucket, we've all been there where your environment is not conducive to growth and where you want to go. So instead of just accepting it, because that's the way I've always done it, you have to take extreme ownership and say, actually, that individual or that thing is not aligned to where I need to go. So that comes with a very difficult conversation for the greater good of the overall journey. Of course, don't be about it, but just articulate it the right way. And those who truly are supportive will be understanding that you're onto a different path now. And then have one more intentional hour. What might that look like? It could be an extra hour in bed, which may sound contradictory, but if you're only having 5 hours sleep a night, your hormones are all over the place, your decisions and cognition are all over the place and not clear, well, that will then impact where you're going. It might be that 1 hour. If you're not doing any physical activity, it might be 1 hour of training per day. You can see where we're going with this. It could even be an hour of walking to hit 10,000 steps a day. So one more intentional hour of something that is going to get you closer to the goal. You can see now the complete night and day shift from someone who is looking to aggressively push and fall off to someone who is actually willing to withstand the test of time and get life-changing results. We know from Sir Dave Brailsford, most recently popularized in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, that 1% better every day yields a 37-time improvement over the course of a calendar year. So let's break that down. This is the equation. If you become 1% better each day, that's it, not 10%, not 20%, but 1% better, you will quite literally change your life and see a 37-time improvement over a 365-day time horizon. So this goes back to one better decision, one extra standard, one difficult conversation, and one more intentional hour. That's all we focus on to become 37 times better over the course of 12 months and hit your targets and, of course, change your life. So what might that look like? Looking at things each and every day, your daily habits, your standards, your decisions, your daily recovery, your daily mindset, and your daily execution. Emphasis on this word here, daily. That's what we care about. Not doing it for 2 days and then falling off for 4. Just show up each and every day and focus on these things. Let's now take a look at my personal 1% framework. These are the areas that I focus on each and every day as a complete non-negotiable. It starts with sleep. I know if I have 5 or 6 hours, I am not able to show up each and every day. My training suffers, my nutritional decisions suffer because my hormonal response is all over the place, and my cognition and mental clarity to show up for my executive clients is just not there. So sleep for me is a non-negotiable. My training, again, another non-negotiable. I have to show up. I don't train 7 days a week, but I do train 5 or 6. And if I'm not training, like this morning, because I'm shooting this video for you, I did my mobility work. I did 10 minutes mobility and breath work just to reset and get myself going for the day. So it still builds the habit and masters the art of showing up, though I'm not throwing weights around in the gym or hitting the road with my runs. Learning is super important to me. I'm learning as I shoot this video. I'm trying to refine my skill of public speaking. It is certainly not perfect, but it's something that's a work in progress that I'm trying to improve each and every day. Equally, I'll do between 20 and 30 minutes every single day as a non-negotiable of active learning, whether that's reading a book, which I'll be honest, I don't read that many books these days. It's normally Audible. I'll listen to Audible every single day for 20 to 30 minutes, and that will compound over a period of time. I do have a reflective moment as well. It's either first thing in the morning, I actually go out and get some sunlight and take 10 minutes, or it's just before bed to reflect on the day, what went well, what could have gone better, and of course set my intention for the next day as for when I wake up. So I'm not being reactive. I'm proactively planning my next day. My environment is super important to me. Environment dictates outcomes. I'm not someone who you'll see at the nightclub or beach parties. That's just not somewhere that enables me to grow. I am probably a little bit sad that I like my own company a little bit too much, but all joking aside, I'd rather go out for a walk. I'd rather go for a coffee with someone. I would rather have a powerful conversation because my environment is super, super important to enable me to get to where I need to go. And nutrition, I've mentioned it a couple of times. If I'm not sleeping well, I might be grabbing for bad food. I actually have my meals prepared out here by a company called Fit Meals, and it just removes the cognition and decision making going into my food. So I have my food prepared by those guys. I also add some green veg, and then I have my yogurt and protein in the evening. It's super simple. I run my nutrition like a system. Occasionally I might get a Deliveroo, but it's not a burger and chips. It's still aligned with my goal because I know that input equals output. If I'm eating crap, I feel like crap. It's as simple as that. So nutrition for me is really important. So 1% better each and every day. These are my non-negotiables that I personally focus on to enable me to get to where I need to go. So hopefully in this video, you can now see that what most people do, what the elite performers do, tortoise versus the hare, and what you should be doing each and every day to really show up. Please do not feel overwhelmed by this. The premise and focus of this video from me to you is to give you clarity, is to say, actually, I don't need to go and chase 6 or 7 training sessions a week. I don't need to eat chicken and broccoli every single day, because at that point, you're setting yourself up for failure, not success. Success for you in this moment is starting where you stand. Identify where your feet are now, not where they were 5 years ago, not where your friends are, but where your feet are. And it might look like 3 training sessions, 2 total body gym-based sessions and 1 cardio-based session. You do that for 30 days. You also set your intention with daily non-negotiables, 10,000 steps a day, 2 liters of water, 2 grams per kilogram of body weight of protein per day. Simple things that you can do, maybe 7 hours sleep. If you've got a young family, I appreciate that's challenging, but identify what works for you. Do those every single day, initially for 30 days. See and feel the change, because you will, and then carry that out for another 30, and so on, so you hit the 12-month time horizon and quite literally change your life. I hope you liked today's video on how small daily actions can quite literally change your life within 12 months. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you on the next high performance video.